welcome back to Mining Networks. I'm joined with James Sykes, who is CEO of Baselode Energy. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Emma. Pleasure to be here.
So since we last caught up, it's been quite a few months now. So for those less familiar, could you just give us a nice overview of the company?
Baselode Energy is a uranium exploration company with assets in northern Saskatchewan's Athabasca Basin area, which is home to the highest grade uranium in the world. Our exploration strategy is slightly different from our peers in that we're exploring for uranium outside of the Athabasca Basin itself, so removing that sandstone from the equation and looking for near-surface basement-hosted uranium mineralization.
And remind us your capital structure.
We've got about 100 million shares outstanding. We are fully financed. We do have about $7 million in flow-through and about $5 million in working capital. Got a number of warrants and options outstanding, but we're very well capitalized, very well financed, and great structure. Insiders own about 16%. We have Sprott ETF owns about 5%, but they all bought off the open market. Institutions own about 46%, and then the rest are all retail.
And for those, I don't think we touched on it when you sat down with Peter last, but you've got extensive background in uranium. Could you talk us through a little bit about that?
I've been exploring the Athabasca since about 2006, and I've had a lot of successes under my belt. Right out of the gates with Denison Mines, I helped prioritize what became Griffin. I worked with Hathor Exploration and helped them define 2 more deposits along the Rough Rider Trend. I was chief geologist for NextGen Energy's Arrow Discover, which was a big one. And then I've worked in the rare earth industry with Appia Rare Earths and Uranium and helped discover a lot of the Alces Lake rare earth deposits. And now with Baselode Energy. On our first drill program, we made a discovery following our Athabasca 2.0 thesis. So it's either luck or I actually know what I'm talking about. Maybe a combination of both, I don't know.
If it's working, don't change
Exactly, yes, exactly.
So how does the geology of Accio differ from those you've worked on in the past?
In a way, there are some slight differences. Not to get too technical, but just a little bit of different rock types. But in general, we do see the same rock types. Most of what I've done in my career is all basement-hosted mineralization. I've actually never seen an unconformity sandstone-hosted deposit or worked on one. So my experience is a little bit different from everyone else's, but when you get down to it, it's all about the structure. So you can have basement hosted, you can have sandstone hosted, but really in the end it's all about the structure that controls the fluids and brings the fluids into the right area. And that's really what we're looking for. So with Accio, that's obviously with all of our projects, I guess, that's what we have staked. We've staked these crustal scale type of structures that have the possibility to provide uranium. But I guess, you know, how Accio kind of differs from other deposits. Maybe it's a little bit lower grade, but it's much shallower than anything I've seen. It is the shallowest mineralization that I've seen in my life. It's 25 meters beneath the surface and exceptional grades at that. But it's growing into something much larger. And the typical Athabasca grades are there. You commonly see 1% material. We have up to 6% material. So it's a good old-fashioned Athabasca style of deposit.
Excellent. So what's new with Baselode? What have you been up to over the past 6 months?
Quite a bit, especially more recently in these last few months. We just completed a financing. We raised $5 million in flow-through. So that funds us for basically the rest of the year. We did a $3 million financing at the end of last year. Leaves us with $7 million in the bank, flow-through financing, to complete a drill program that we announced 2 weeks ago. So now we're actively drilling, which is great. And we've got 10,000 meters on Accio planned. About 7,500 meters of that goes into delineation and definition drilling on Accio itself, trying to find more of the high grade pods that we've seen. And then we've got about 2,500 meters that to go into exploration. If we've budgeted for about $6 million for this program to be complete, but I think we've overestimated our budget, which is good position because that would leave us with some funds in the bank that if we do want to drill more meters, then we can easily throw some more financing into it and still maintain our current dilution levels.
Yeah, so with that drill program, those 10,000 meters, is that mainly infill drilling or step out? Could you talk to that?
Mostly infill drilling. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 7,500 meters infill drilling, just trying to grow the resource or trying to get to a resource and trying to grow the high grade zones more specifically, because high grade adds tonnage very quickly, extremely quickly. 1% uranium is a big difference from 0.1%. So when you have that material, yeah, that's what you're looking for. So that's 7,500 meters, and then the remaining 2,500 meters goes into exploration, which is split into two different phases itself. One of them being exploration within the kilometer halo of Accio. So looking at sub-parallel trends and also just unconformity sandstone, unconformity hosted type of mineralization that we could have very proximal to us. And then another 500 meters looking at what we call wildcat exploration, looking at targets that are far removed from Accio but along the same structural trend. So it's a three-pronged exploration approach, and we're hopeful that we can achieve success on all three fronts. And if we do, that's value added to the company, benefits our shareholders, and it's just, yeah, I think we'll all be smiling the entire way.
So what's next? Can we expect a 43101 by the end of this year? Can you talk me through the timeline that we can look out for? Drilling
should take us to September, October. I think that's a pretty good projection. After that is all done, I do believe that we should have enough drilling on Accio to get to a 43101, and that is our intent. But hopefully we have a couple more discoveries with the exploration programs that we'll have to do some more exploration, more delineation drilling in future programs. We want to leave the door wide open with any resource that we have, not completely close it off. So by October, yeah, drilling should be done, and then hopefully by December or Q1 of next year, we should hopefully have a resource estimate under our belts.
Well, James, it's been great to hear an update. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Emma.